right, everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. We're going to talk about an Nndm stock, Nano Dimensions. And before we jump into all the information, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And let's jump into this chart. So Nano Dimensions had a run, but we're not just going to talk about Nano Dimensions. I can't leave this information out. This is big news. Every single time it happens, ARK Invest just keeps buying Nano Dimensions. How do you guys feel about that? I want to see your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. We were watching to see if it broke through $7 and they started buying more shares and not being hesitant to the share price. They bought yesterday above $7 in the $8 mark as it was going up, and they've bought today as this was rising up closer to $9, and it's sitting right now post-market $9.24. I mean, when we zoom out here and we look at Nano Dimensions, I mean, a lot of bulls are probably feeling pretty happy right now if you've been invested pretty early and you were holding, or you've been swing trading this one and day trading it and playing it as it goes. And the fact that options are also available, I mean, there's so much great things going on with Nano Dimensions right now that has a lot of investors excited. Not only is ARK Invest the only institutional investor buying more shares, but I like tracking ARK Invest because they have a good track record, and they definitely put their money where their mouth is, right? Like, they definitely say, hey, you know, we're making this play because we see this, this, and that. They have a good track record, and they like buying disruptive stocks that are going to change the way the market rolls and the way things are done. Now, not every single time that ARK Invest makes a play, it turns in their favor. They're not perfect, but for the most part, they have a good track record at being profitable. And that's the goal here about investing, knowing why you're investing and becoming profitable. And that's one of the main importances of knowing why you're investing in a company and your goal. Now, Nano Dimensions is one of those that it's pretty risky, though. If you guys aren't aware of this, or if you are, I mean, I just want to kind of reiterate it and say it out loud. Nano Dimensions is one of those that it's a hope for tomorrow, right? The change and shift of the way things are done, because Nano Dimensions is disrupting a certain sector that's going to change the way things are done and can also further innovate things through the 3D printing technology. So I want you guys to be aware of that. And ARK Invest does really well explaining it, and specifically Cathie Wood in an interview on what she sees about Nano Dimensions. If you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend searching it up. You could probably just put, you know, Cathie Wood's thoughts on Nano Dimensions and something's going to pop up. And it's a really good interview where she states why Nano Dimensions. Why? Everything's about the why. Why are you doing it? Why? What is the purpose? And what's the goal? So she does really well at explaining the why. So we've seen this run up. I can't wait to see your guys' thoughts. And I'm about to show you guys how many more shares were bought. And we're going to look at how much this portfolio has grown. So let's go ahead and see that. This is pretty exciting here on the fact of yesterday to today. So yesterday it was in 17th place. Nano Dimensions, they had 4,248,838 shares at about almost 36 million, but since it's 35 million. I've stated since this started working its way up and it finally was getting closer to 4 million, I can see them owning close to 4.5 to 5 million shares, and that Nano Dimensions is going to make it to their top 15s, right, on the list. Now, this could change tomorrow because the volatility can shift in the other direction, but I think a lot of investors are now getting more and more attracted to Nano Dimensions, and I think they were waiting for this to actually have a run and pull away from $6 and $5 and even past $7, and waiting for that. And once that $7 mark was broken through, it was going to become more of an attractive stock to many investors, and the chart itself was going to pull away from that point. And as ARK Invest continues to put, you know, millions into Nano Dimensions at these prices, I mean, this right here, it's like it shouldn't reassure you that, there's no risk and it's a guarantee this is going to continue to run. But if ARK Invest is doing it, like I always say, there's room. So that was yesterday's. Let's see today's. So today's is 16th place. They moved up, right, from 17th to 16th. And they went up on their position from literally 200,000 and some change, 250 almost, to 366,000. They're still in the 4 million mark. So they basically went up by 120,000 shares. So their total amount now is 4,366,571. That's their total amount of shares now. And the total market value went up by a total amount of, when we see this, and excuse me for that, that's from the previous video editing, it was 35 million, and now we're at 39 million. It went up literally by almost 4 million. And they missed it by 100,000 because it was 35.7 and this is 39.6. When you look at this, they're getting closer to the 15th place, and I believe they're going to be in their top 15s for this ETF here, especially if this stock continues to grow, and also the fact that they continue to average up. I mean, that right there has me like so shocked on the fact that, Nano Dimensions has been part of ARK Invest portfolio since way back here, and they just keep averaging up. I mean, that means that they see room, like there's more room, like room that we don't see just by looking at the chart. So pretty interesting. Can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts. And let's look at our new resistance and support based off of the chart's last couple of hours and the highest point that it reached, which is our resistance. And we're going to look at our support based off of that pullback there before it continued to run and have some momentum. Let's kind of zoom in here and get this here to the T. But pretty interesting stuff, and pretty great to see ARK Invest continue to buy shares, man, especially as this continues to run up. I mean, we're like not that far from $10. We missed it by a few cents. So some big stuff. Some big stuff. So 50-day moving average is 815. I want you guys to keep that in mind. Super important. If it breaks through that, this could be on its way down to newer lows. And the next thing that you want to keep in mind is the support. So support is 851. If 851 gets broken through, this could be on its way down to newer lows, newer support levels, and pulling further down into bearish territory. Because if it breaks through 851, you have a very small window between 815 and 851, which is a few cents, to see how quickly it's moving down in bullish territory, or if it's going to break through the 50-day moving average, or are the bulls going to reappear to bring it back up. So you want to keep that in mind. That's a very small window. We're currently at 924, and the bulls need to break through resistance. They need to break through this point, 953. 953 needs to be turned into a support so that the bulls can pull away from it, reach newer highs, new resistance levels, and work their way up higher into bullish territory, pulling further away from the 50-day moving average. So for this momentum to continue, this is the highest point we've seen the stock reach in months, right? And the bulls need to break through that, not just because it's the highest point reached in months, but for this momentum to continue, they need to break through that resistance so that the 50-day moving average does not catch up to the price and by default give leverage to the bears. So I want you guys to be aware of that. It's going to be interesting tomorrow. I mean, if ARK Invest continues to load up on their position, if it goes up or down, that's going to be interesting as well. But this resistance level, if it's broken through, we could start seeing newer highs and new resistance levels. So it's going to be important to pay close attention to that, and also pay close attention to the 50-day moving average and how this is reacting, if it's getting closer to support or if it breaks through it. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.